General Motors announced today it is slashing its workforce by as many as 14,000 employees.
Drop 14,000 jobs.
Tonight,
the trade tensions are flaring up between the U.S. and China,
with President Trump upping the pressure for a trade deal with China.
President Trump announcing plans to increase tariffs on billions of dollars worth of Chinese goods.
A clash of titans. In a dramatic turn of events, General Motors, GM, has made bold moves that directly challenge President Donald Trump's America First economic policies. By announcing the closure of 5 U.S. factories, cutting 14,000 jobs, and shifting production overseas, GM has ignited a fierce battle with the Trump administration. This confrontation not only underscores the tensions between corporate strategy and national policy, but also signals a potential transformation in the U.S. automotive landscape, the pre-Trump automotive landscape. Before delving into the current conflict, it's essential to understand the state of the U.S. automotive industry prior to Trump's recent tariff implementations. For decades, the industry thrived on a globalized supply chain, with parts and vehicles crossing borders seamlessly. Free trade agreements like NAFTA, now USMCA, facilitated this integration, allowing automakers to optimize production costs and efficiency. GM, along with other major manufacturers, capitalized on this system. By establishing plants in Mexico and Canada, they benefited from lower labor costs and favorable trade terms. This model enabled competitive pricing and sustained profitability, even as global competition intensified. Trump's tariff offensive, a new economic front, in a bid to revitalize domestic manufacturing and reduce trade deficits, President Trump has imposed a series of tariffs targeting the automotive sector. Effective April 3, 2025, a 25% tariff was levied on all imported vehicles, including those from Canada and Mexico, disrupting the previously harmonious North American supply chain. Additionally, a 25% tariff on imported auto parts is set to commence on May 3rd, further complicating manufacturing processes. These measures aim to incentivize companies to relocate production to the U.S. However, the abrupt implementation has left automakers scrambling to reassess their strategies, with many warning of increased costs and potential job losses. GM's strategic pivot, embracing electrification abroad. In response to the new tariffs, GM has unveiled a comprehensive restructuring plan. Central to this strategy is a $35 billion investment in electric and autonomous vehicles through 2025. Notably, a significant portion of this investment is directed toward international markets, particularly in Europe and Asia, where demand for electric vehicles, EVs, is surging. By expanding EV production overseas, GM aims to circumvent the financial burdens imposed by U.S. tariffs. This move not only aligns with global trends toward sustainable transportation, but also positions GM to capitalize on emerging markets less affected by American trade policies. Trump's retaliation, escalating the trade war. Perceiving GM's actions as a direct affront to his economic agenda, President Trump has escalated the conflict by imposing a staggering 200% tariff on GM vehicles imported into the U.S. This punitive measure is designed to pressure the automaker into maintaining domestic production and preserving American jobs. However, the repercussions of this decision are far-reaching. Industry analysts predict that these tariffs could reduce U.S. auto sales by nearly 1 million units in 2025, as vehicle prices soar and consumer demand wanes. The broader economic impact includes potential job losses, decreased investment, and heightened tensions with trade partners. The ripple effect, industry-wide repercussions, GM's strategic shift, and the ensuing tariffs have sent shockwaves throughout the automotive industry. Competitors like Ford and Stellantis are reevaluating their operations, with some considering price hikes to offset increased costs. Additionally, foreign automakers such as Toyota and Honda are exploring options to mitigate the impact of tariffs on their U.S. sales. Dealerships and consumers are also feeling the strain. With vehicle prices projected to rise by thousands of dollars, many Americans are postponing or canceling planned purchases, leading to a slowdown in the auto market. The human cost, workers and communities in limbo. Beyond the economic metrics, the human toll of this conflict is palpable. The closure of GM's U.S. factories has displaced thousands of workers, leaving communities grappling with unemployment and uncertainty. In Michigan, a state heavily reliant on the auto industry, residents express a mix of frustration and apprehension, fearing the long-term consequences of these policy shifts. Moreover, the anticipated decline in profit sharing and bonuses due to reduced operating profits further exacerbates the financial strain on workers. Global implications. China's ascendancy in the EV market. As U.S. automakers navigate the challenges posed by tariffs, China is poised to solidify its dominance in the EV sector. With substantial investments in battery technology and a robust supply chain, Chinese manufacturers are well-positioned to meet global demand. GM's increased focus on the Chinese market, where it reported strong growth in EV and hybrid sales in Q1 2025, underscores this shift. The U.S., meanwhile, faces the risk of falling behind in the global race for EV leadership, particularly if domestic policies continue to hinder innovation and investment. The conclusion: a battle with no clear victor. The ongoing confrontation between President Trump and General Motors epitomizes the complexities of balancing national interests with corporate strategy in a globalized economy. While Trump's tariffs aim to bolster domestic manufacturing, they have inadvertently prompted companies like GM to seek opportunities abroad, potentially undermining the very objectives they were designed to achieve. As the dust settles, it's evident that both sides have incurred significant costs. The U.S. auto industry faces a period of uncertainty, with potential declines in sales, employment, and global competitiveness. GM, while positioning itself for future growth in international markets, must navigate the challenges of reduced domestic presence and potential reputational damage. Ultimately, the resolution of this conflict will hinge on the ability of policymakers and industry leaders to find common ground, fostering an environment that supports innovation, economic growth, and the well-being of American workers. If you found this deep dive into the GM versus Trump showdown insightful, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe for more in-depth coverage, and turn on notifications so you never miss a story that impacts you. We break down the headlines, connect the dots, and bring you the real stories behind the noise. Stay ahead, subscribe now, and join the conversation.